I got my 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited here, and we went away for 9 days and came back and the battery was dead. I mean, it was as dead as it can be. Nothing was left on. There's no aftermarket electronics, nothing plugged in ports. I don't know what happened. Once we got back and tried to start it and it wouldn't start, I decided, okay, let me throw a battery charger on it. I got this battery Tender Junior 800, but after almost a full day of charging, the voltage didn't go up at all. So I was like, all right, well, let me try jump starting it. So I hooked it up to my car, got my car running, let it idle for a little bit, tried to start the Jeep. Power was on, and as soon as I hit start, it just, screen went black, everything went black. It refused to start. So that tells me it probably has a bad battery, like a really bad battery, although it sucks that it won't even start. So I need to get the battery out and get it replaced. Well, first I'll get it tested because most places do that before you buy it, but we need to get the battery. And I'm like, where's the battery? So if at first, for some reason I thought it was here because this is where the posts are and you can see the jumper cable attached here, but that's just like a fuse box there. And I'm looking around the engine bay, battery's nowhere to be found. So then, like, you know, a normal person would, I'd go check the owner's manual. I checked the index for battery and went to all these pages, 97, 294, 16, battery saver feature, 54, went to all those pages and it has nothing, no information, zero about where the battery is located. In fact, here's the part where it's talking about the maintenance-free battery and nowhere on here does it say where it is. So I was looking through the table of contents here, trying to see if there's anything related, and then I did come upon this section for jump starting. So I'm like, all right, well, let's see if there's anything in jump starting. Go to 279, then start reading through jump starting preparations. Here it is. The battery in your vehicle is located under the driver's front seat. And then of course it talks about the remote terminals, which are that. But like, why wouldn't they also put that under the battery section? Well, I mean, yeah, so anyway, it's under the front seat. So we're gonna go get that battery out and that's what we're gonna go over this video. Before I do that, little quick more rant. Jeep, what the heck were you thinking? I thought my Dodge Avenger had a bad battery location that was inside the fender where you had to pull the wheel off just to get to it. But this, if you have a power seat, you are screwed. With my Dodge Challenger, the battery's in the trunk, which if the power's out, you still have a way to get into the trunk. There's a release. It sucks to try and squeeze through the back seat and get to it, but at least you can. This, because it has a power seat, there is no way to move the seat. And the battery is, maybe you can see, but it's supposed to be underneath the plastic cover there. So, Jeep, what the heck are you thinking putting the battery in a place that you literally cannot get to without power? But if you need to get to it, odds are you have no power. Anyway, enough ranting. Let's get this moved. There we go. There's the car turning on. Okay, so while we have power, just move the seat all the way forward and all the way up. Actually, you can see when it went up, it actually moved forward a little bit. Okay, so now with that, let me unplug the car because I don't need to drain my car's battery. I'm gonna do my best here to get you a good angle. Basically, you're gonna see exactly what I'm seeing here, and I'm seeing things at a bad angle. All right, now from what I understand, you're gonna need a 10 millimeter and 13 millimeter. So I just got different wrenches here just to see whatever's easier. So first step is to move this out of the way, and I think some people's vents might look a little different. It might depend on what option you have, but actually, do we need to move that out? Let's see. Oh, actually, yeah, looks like pop that off. Now turn it. Once you pop that out, it slides under the front, feels like, so. Oh yeah, you kind of have to lift up and then slide it out. Oh yeah, and there's the battery underneath the driver's seat. Okay, so you can see positive's way back there. That's the vent tube. This is negative with a bunch of things. So for what I understand, this is actually for an auxiliary battery, which there is an auxiliary one under the passenger seat. I guess that's for start stop apparently. So I don't know for sure if you'll have it or not, but we do here. Oh, and this has an electrical connector here. So Let's see, there's got to be, oh, there's a tab on this side. You push that in and slide it out. So you can see that's the tab there and it's facing this way. So you just press that in and it slides right out. And now this, oh, looks like, yeah, this talks about a auxiliary battery. So hopefully auxiliary battery is fine. We don't know, but we'll find out. So that's a 10 millimeter. That's a 10 millimeter, and looks like that's, actually we may not need it. Oh wait, I think there's a hold down that we need a 13 millimeter for. But obviously we want to get the cables off first. Now you can just take this off, pull the whole thing off, but from right here, what I read and researched is it is better to take all this stuff off first. So this one is a quick release. You just push this tab in here and then pull up. No idea what that is, but that's okay. Pretty easy bolt. I'll throw that back there just for the time being. And typical type of nut that once you get it loose, you can pretty much take it off by hand. So now, take this off. Okay, and that comes off in one piece. Now for the positive terminal. There we go. Just use that wrench to pry it up. Then obviously try and get that set aside so it's not hitting anything. Then pull this vent tube out. I'm actually kind of using these carpet ends to hold the cables back. And now, if we can see, so there's the two nuts, one on each side there for the hold down, and those are 13 millimeter. This is where having a power ratchet would really come in handy if I don't have one. So let's just skip to the part where I get these nuts all the way off. Okay, got them all the way to the end. So both nuts off, and now kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. This thing's kind of being a pain. Feels like it's loose on this side. This side, yeah, feels like it's binding on this side here. Like seriously, who designed this? Yeah, it's stuck. It's stuck on that one for sure. Oh, there we go. All right, I used the weight of the battery to knock it loose. And yeah, oh, I could see why that hole, these holes are basically really roughly cut. So the thread was grabbing onto that. And now the heavy part. This thing's probably like 45 pounds and can't really lift it straight up. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my gosh, that is a pain in the you-know-what. All right, I'm actually gonna go to Costco. That's where I get my batteries. So I'm gonna go take this there, have them test it, and assuming it tests bad, pick up a new one, but we'll see. Okay, so unfortunately, I forgot to press record because I'm a bonehead, but we got an interstate battery from Costco. The old battery didn't test bad, but it only tested 5 volts, which usually that's not good. But I decided to keep the battery to see if I could charge it, see what happens, if I can revive it. I'll let you know probably in a separate video. But really, you didn't really miss anything because installing the new battery was exactly the reverse of how we took it out. The hold down went in fine, no problem. The cables went fine, no problem. One thing that you did miss is the moment I connected the quick disconnect part to the negative, as soon as I did that, the driver's seat started moving back on its own, like kind of what it does when you turn the car off, where it kind of readjusts. So that was annoying because then obviously I had to go back and move it back forward so I could finish installing the battery. But otherwise, everything went fine and smooth. I did a test start already. The very first time I hit the button, it kind of stuttered and sounded weird, and for a moment I was worried, but then I just let go and I pressed the start button, held it down, and it started up just fine, and now it's running since then. The only other thing that we missed is the vent caps. So with the battery, because it's in the cabin, you have to vent it, and obviously we saw that we had the vent hose on one side, but the other side was open, and the batteries don't have caps, or at least if you get an interstate battery from Costco, it doesn't have caps already in it. And at first I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right, I need a cap. And then I realized on this little positive guard, there's actually a cap molded in with this. So you just snap that off and put it in a hole and cap off the side that doesn't take the vent pipe. So if you get an interstate battery, that's where you'll find it. And I'm not sure about other brand batteries. They may be similar, may have some like that. So yeah, make sure you cap off the non-used side. But now I am going to go on a test drive right now. I don't expect any issues. If I do, I'll be right back. But if not, then this is the end of the video. So thanks for watching. Hope it helped. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you out on the road.